And just so everyone has a sense of where they are, this is the second weekly Zoom session for the Economics, Business, and Evolution group taking place here on the newly initiated Pro-Social Commons platform. The group then, in this way, has come into existence through David Wilson's innovation and support, subsequently affording its members a unique resource in facilitating the small praxis work with which we're presently engaged. Consequently, and what I hope to do over the next few minutes is to present a very comprehensive overview of the underlying theoretical orientation, both inspiring and subsequently driving the group's formation to this point. Likewise, much of the content I'll be sharing has been developed over the last 4 years or more for the Conscious Cultural Evolution course I'm currently curating on Udemy's learning platform. So, and to begin, this curriculum's central theme tends to focus on the importance and practicality of integrating science and spirituality, or mindfulness if you prefer, and aspires to adopt an approach to this process as one involving an interdisciplinary whole. For me then, and not coincidentally, Ken Wilber's 1998 book, The Marriage of Sense and Soul, integrating science and religion simply, and this is a quote from the text's Wikipedia page, which I initiated in 2013, reasons that by adopting contemplative or meditative disciplines related to spirit and commissioning them within a context of broad science, that the spiritual subjective world of ancient wisdom can be joined with the objective empirical world of modern knowledge. Similarly to, and in an expression of his own eloquent rationale for the right theory, David Sloan Wilson likens the journey of conscious evolution to a scenario in which two separate languages are being spoken, with each apprehending the same reality in its own way, but where any shared meaning remains mutually unintelligible to most of that is, the two languages speakers. In this way, then, too, we can begin to see how Ken Wilber's all-qual model mirrors the depth of his appreciative insight for the means with which both the world's major wisdom traditions and modern science interrelate to one another in his 2017 tome, The Religion of Tomorrow. Therefore, and where states of consciousness as direct first-person ontic experience for waking up have been a primary interest across various cultural traditions for millennia, structures of consciousness, or that aspect of growing up by comparison, as an epistemic lens through which we view and subsequently interpret the world, has really only come to command significant attention by science over the last century or so. It's for this reason then, Ken has concluded, humans have two major paths of incredibly important growth, and yet never in humankind's history have they been brought together in one place. This means that humanity up to this point has been training itself to be partial, fragmented, and broken. Consequently then, bringing these two paths together, not only in theory but in actual practice, has been one of the major contributions of integral theory and practice, and is, according to Ken anyway, part of what should be included in any genuinely integral spirituality. Okay, sure, fine, but just what might all this have to do with me as an economics, business, and evolution group member, right? You may be asking. Fair enough. And as perhaps you're already aware, earlier in March, David S. Wilson and Dennis Snower together authored an article entitled Rethinking the Theoretical Foundation of Economics 1, the multi-level paradigm, in which, and to better facilitate analysis of a complex system composed of agents following their respective adaptive strategies, the co-authors proposed adopting a conceptual lens entailing two interrelated dimensions of a complex adaptive system, or CAS 1 and 2, to distinguish between what takes place both below and above the level of the whole organism itself. Therefore, and with reference to Ken Wilber's work as depicted in Brad Reynolds' publication of Embracing Reality in 2004, and shown here, I'd like to hypothesize the practicality of exploring Peter Mary's appreciation for the double torus as further exhibited in his 2017 dissertation entitled Volution. In its semblance to P.R. Sarkar's, who's otherwise known as Ananda Murthy's modeling of the koshas as they've come to be understood through the Tantric and Vedic traditions, and thus illustrated on the kosha page on Wikipedia, and in Devashish Daniel Acosta's commentary of Ananda Murthy's 1961 Ananda Sutra, published in December of 2021, and otherwise reflect how ontic realms of Ken Wilber's state stages translate between both macro and micro dimensions of actuality. So that is a very comprehensive overview and kind of the tip of the iceberg, basically, of the basis and the foundation for the group's formation. So thanks for your time and courtesy and all in listening.